So did anyone notice that like this movie is a lot more diverse than the first one?
Yeah,
Because
I
it was
did
made
notice that.
like a year ago instead of 30 years ago.
Yeah, more than just white people got attacked.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there were more than just white people in the movie.
Yeah.
And more than just straight people in the movie.
Oh.
I thought we were just celebrating. Hey, they're killing different kinds of people. I like
yeah, kill them all.
Kill them all.
tired of the same old white people dying in movies.
Yeah, it's so boring.
Yeah, I want a lot of diversity in my murder victims, please.
Yes. Like, you've been killing white people for 50 years in movies. Let's go. Get some
They don't
different
all
faces
have to
in
be
here.
blonde.
Blonde hair, blue eyes. Come on.
Yeah. Sometimes I want a different look, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes I don't want to know that all the white people are going to die.
Well, he's white, he's gonna die. She's white, she's gonna die.
Oh, he's white. He's probably the
I mean,
killer.
all the white people still died, basically.
Yeah. I mean,
Except for the legacy white people.
yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Well, no, even one of the
Just
legacy
one
white
of the.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fewer casualties, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's teaching us a good message.
The legacy white people.
Yeah, the legacy white people have to die too.
Well, yeah. I mean, 1 of 3.
Well.
Sure.
This is a serious requel. They
Yeah.
have to know we're serious.
You know, okay, so I do want to talk about that requel thing because when we first saw this, I thought that was so pretentious. I thought they were like almost getting too meta with it. But for some reason, this time around, I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. Like they would want to do like a requel since that's like the trend and like everything in horror seems to be that. And I was like, all right, so maybe I was too harsh on this movie the first go around.
Or maybe it's still meta trash.
Hot take coming in.
I vote trash.
Just trash.
Oh, you vote trash?
No,
you guys
no,
both
no, it
vote
was-
trash?
No,
It was
good.
fine.
It was good.
It was fine.
I mean, there was stabbing.
but no, we all said. I remember not liking this movie as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know. Maybe it was just the time we watched it, but I was not digging this one the first
I don't
go
know.
around.
I don't know.
I don't remember the kills being that good. Like that kid got a knife through his neck, and he just kind of like held it
Yeah.
there, and he's like, "Look into my ghost-like eyes as you die."
Oh.
Honestly, I think the reason that kid got killed was the frosted tips. He's trying to bring that back in 2022. That ain't happening.
It's not
No.
No,
We
that's
can't be
that's
doing that.
90s. If that wasn't in the first Scream, that shouldn't be
Shouldn't
in
be
any.
in any of the screams.
Yeah,
Any
serious.
of the.
No, this is the pedestal I will die on. No more frosted tips. We need to get rid of that.
Steve's just mad people have hair in general.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, shut up. They don't know. Oh, wait, yeah. In the profile picture, I'm bald. Shit.
No, you're just.
They don't know I'm bald.
Not,
Oh, wait.
Not just in the profile picture.
Your picture is
whole life.
also
Your
on
whole
the
life,
internet.
you're bald.
You know what?
It's not just in the profile picture.
Sorry, Steve.
It's your reality.
You know, I choose to live my life as a movie, and now I have to murder all my friends.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
jeez.
if it's a requel, you got to prove you're worth it.
Also, there's 2 killers, so who's the other killer?
Ooh.
Is it me or is it Michael?
Ooh.
Burr, burr,
Dun,
burr.
dun,
Well,
It takes 2 of us to kill one of us.
so there's 3 of us, so whoever dies first isn't the killer.
Oh, okay.
That's a good way to find
What
out.
Yeah.
if somebody gets killed and somebody else kills himself, but you can't tell which one?
Ah, shit.
Shit.
There,
Alright, you got
just
us in a corner.
ruined your whole
Yeah,
plan.
you just ruined Scream 6.
That's you two, by the way. So you're gonna stab Steve, and then
Okay.
jump off the
Yeah,
veranda.
yeah, love interest's always a suspect or
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah.
They even said it at the start of the movie.
They really did. Dewey,
They did.
as soon as Dewey walked into that, he's like, yeah, it's Jack Quaid.
It's your
Yeah, I know it.
I like it when Steve's butt sucks my dick.
My butt sucks.
How you like that one, Steve?
Um,
Welcome to Every Film in the Book.
I'm Steve.
Go on without me. Go on on without
That
me.
was Danielle. She just got murdered.
How we left her behind. She said she'd be right back. We had to let her go.
Yeah, we had to let her go get beer from the basement.
Oh my
jeez.
goodness.
I'll be right back.
Yep. No, we'll just be running a 2-person podcast today. So welcome to the Michael and Steve show. Danielle's dead at the bottom of the stairs after grabbing beer.
And Steve and I are going to try and figure out who done it.
Who done killed Danielle?
Oh, guys, I'm back. Hello.
Ah,
I
shit.
made
We
it.
jumped the gun. We could have
Sorry.
had a movie here.
What'd I miss?
We thought you were dead because you
Oh.
said I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
And welcome to the show.
We watched Scream.
Scream. Because,
Scream. Well, the 5th Scream, but it's Scream.
yeah, for some reason, we stopped numbering them after 4, but we're now renumbering them starting out with 6.
Yes.
I don't get it.
They should have just started at 1.
Yeah. Well, it's a requel, so, you know, they did the Halloween thing and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing and
Yeah.
those things.
All of those repetitive things that just seem to be the go-to now.
Yeah, you just gotta name your requel the same as the original. So
I mean,
that's what we're doing now.
like, I just want to know the thought process. Like, they don't think that would ever get confusing,
No.
but now we have to say, well, we watched Scream 96 earlier today, and we watched Scream 22 the other. Like,
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm sorry. It's,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, I'm gonna be referring to it as Scream 5. And then I'm gonna call the original Scream, and I'm just gonna keep doing that. So
Yeah, I mean,
Fight me.
that's how it should have been.
Yeah.
I don't get why we stopped. It's like Scream 1 through 4, Scream, then Scream 6.
That's the good numbering system.
Next
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah.
like the fate of the Scream, Furious Scream 7,
ends. Scream kills.
Scream kills, Scream hurts, Scream I need some hot tea.
Oh, well, anyway.
Requel.
Yes,
It is a requel.
this was a requel.
And, you know, after the first watch of it a year ago when we saw it, I did not like it. I just remember not being a fan of it, so I didn't have high expectations for watching it again. But after the second watch, I do think it was better. And I don't know if it was because we just watched Scream from 96 before this, so it kind of put me in that Scream mind space or whatever.
Would you
but
say it made you want to shout?
no.
But
No.
anyway,
No. No shouting or screaming.
no shouting or screaming.
No. I mean, it's not a scary movie, but, you know. All right.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Somebody needed to scream.
He's still scared over there.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Michael was cuddling up to us the whole movie.
It wasn't too scary.
No,
it
like,
wasn't too bad.
I mean, none of these are really that scary. I think, like, the only thing that actually got me, like, on my first viewing of these was that literal opening scene in the first Scream. But outside of that, I mean, they're all pretty tame. Like, you kind of know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
repeat the same kind of, oh, he's in the closet. Oh, wait, no, he's in the closet next to the closet you thought he was in.
Yeah. All the kills and all the stabbies were a little bit better in this one, clearly, because, you know, we have better effects these days than there were in 96.
They were also more brutal.
Yeah.
Like, there
Yeah,
was,
they were definitely amped up pretty
like,
compared to the first one. Sheesh.
Mhm.
only one person got, like, stabbed just once. Everyone else got at least 7 to, like,
Wow.
10
Mm.
stabs.
And
Yeah.
then the person that stabbed the most wasn't the killer.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
She put the hammer down on that
Oh
guy.
my God, yeah.
She
Yeah.
was.
No, she destroyed that
She was-
cute little face.
She was a bit
Yeah.
unhappy with him.
I mean, I gotta be honest. If somebody said the things he said to her, who I'd be stabbing too.
Right? I don't
Yeah.
know.
That was mean.
Yeah, he was pretty mean to her.
He's like, oh, it was pretty easy to get into your pants. It's like, dude, I'd be stabbing right then and there. I'd be like, hey, you shut up
Well, that's
about my
kinda
pants.
It was kind of rude.
Yeah,
Uncalled for, if you will.
uncalled for. You know, these killers used to have something.
Some tact.
You know, some respect.
Mm. All right. Well, I will say that they did take this a little bit in a different direction where, you know, we have our opening scene, which is pretty much a retelling of the first one, but our victim in this scene actually is in the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's the only time somebody actually survives the opening scene.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
she's the sister to our main character,
Yeah, Captain Bushy Brows.
Captain Bushy. Jeez.
Wow.
Harsh.
I'm sorry, she has such thick eyebrows. Like
They're thicker than yours, Steve.
it's caterpillars on her forehead.
I thought they looked nice.
Well, I'm not saying they don't look nice. I'm just jealous of the thickness and fullness.
They're very full.
My God. But yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed this opening this time around. Like it calls back to the original and it calls back to all the freaking phone calls we get.
Mhm.
But it also like puts a spin on it where like the character does survive, but she does get like fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She takes a couple.
And then she gets fucked up again, and then she gets fucked up a third time.
Yeah, no, this
She
like
gets
main
slapped
character.
around a good bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like our opening victim she can't catch a break.
Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, oh yeah, Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, like I actually really like how they did in this opening where like she was able to lock the door from her phone. Because I mean, like how many times in that first screen where we like, oh my God, how are your doors not locked?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
like you got like 37 doors. You got to go lock them all.
Right. First of
Even-
all, it's a lot of doors.
Yeah, I mean, even she didn't have all her doors locked. It took her until like 2 minutes into the phone call to actually lock all the doors.
Like it could just be me. Even if my cell phone rings, I run down and lock the front door because I don't know. You don't know who's calling.
You never know.
Oh my God.
I'm always prepared.
Everybody knows not to call me.
I get like 5 spam calls a day.
Lock the
Like-
door.
Lock the door. Somebody's trying to kill us.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
At least
honest-
we only have one entrance.
Like, all right. To be honest, like Scream wouldn't work in today's because nobody answers their phone anymore. Nobody wants to talk on the phone. So if I get an unknown caller popping up on my cell phone, I'm like, fuck that. It's a sales call. Like,
Well, she does that at first.
yeah.
She hangs the phone up.
Oh my God. Like she
They
had
all
the right
eventually-
idea.
They all
Yeah.
eventually take the phone call.
Eventually.
Well, I mean, she gets a text from the girl she's talking to, and it says, "You better answer that. Like, this isn't Amber. Like, fucking pick up your phone."
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to pick up the phone.
Also,
pretty adamant.
You
Don't
shouldn't
hang up
have
on
any
me.
friends. That's the real lesson, you know?
Yeah, they should update these rules. Like, rule number 1, don't have friends.
Right.
Rule number 2, sleep with a gun.
Rule number 3, don't let anyone film you ever.
Rule number 4, always have your gun and just shoot into doors randomly every time you enter them.
That was pretty funny.
Anyone here? No? Okay.
Well, I mean, she did give a fair warning. Like, if anybody's in this house, show
Come out.
yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, after this opening attack, you know, we get introduced to our actual main character, like our new Sidney Prescott for this starting series.
Hey, whoa. She's just another girl. She's not Sidney Prescott.
Well, no, but I mean, she is going to be in the next one as the main character. I don't
True.
even think Sidney's coming back for the next one.
Ooh. Hot take.
Courtney Cox is coming back, but
Oh.
you know, Sidney Prescott's not on the bill. Nev Campbell, I guess, turned it down.
What if they're just
Wow.
keeping it a secret?
Yeah,
It
well,
could be.
I mean, that could be the thing. Like, Sidney actually snaps after all these years, and she becomes the killer.
Would that be too
Ooh.
obvious? Would
Yeah,
that
but
be
it's
too
so obvious that nobody would think they would do it.
It's too obvious.
Yeah, it's too. They're like,
So
of
it's
course they would.
perfect.
Like, they're not billing her. She's not a part of any of the marketing. Yeah, she's the killer.
Could be.
I don't know.
Mm.
It would kind of take apart their whole logical like, build of their storytelling where it
Yeah.
has to be like somebody involved in the life of the person who's getting murdered, but
Yeah, I mean,
who knows what they'll do.
seriously, I didn't think they would go this far. I didn't think we would get a Scream 4, but look where we're at now.
Right.
But yeah, so after that, our opening scene, and we get our first main character. We now get introduced to her sister and her boyfriend.
Mhm.
I don't know the actress's name, but I know the boy's played by Jack Quaid. You probably know him from The Boys, or I think that's it. That's all I really know him from.
Yeah.
and this movie.
Yeah.
But they work at a bowling alley, which I appreciate. Nobody works at bowling alleys anymore. It's so nice. Like, you never see that in films.
They had lots of vacation time too,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You can just pack up and leave your work
Yep.
at any moment.
and
I
it was
love
not a problem.
And they were probably the only 2 people working at the bowling alley because that's how
Yeah,
bowling
seriously.
alleys always
Yeah,
are.
you only need like 2 people. One person to fix the machines, one person to check people in. Boom.
Yeah.
Nailed it. But yeah, so we get introduced to them, and she gets a phone call from one of her sister's friends telling her, "Hey, your sister's been attacked. You better come on back to Woodsboro."
Come on back.
Well, and this kind of starts the gathering phase
Yes.
of the film.
We must gather our suspects.
Yep. Get them all in a room.
Get them all in a room.
And then stab everybody.
And I think they do say early on in this scene something about like gathering the suspects or
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, like after things kind of ramp up and the sister gets attacked at the hospital, then we actually do have that meeting of the suspects, and like the mom of the two kids walks in and she's like, "Ooh, suspects! Like your uncle would be so proud."
Right?
Right? Like the mom
Okay.
doesn't even care.
It's like, dude,
Oh,
one of
people are
your kids
dying.
could be
Whatever.
murdered or is a murderer. Like,
You should not be celebrating.
maybe don't serve the catered lunch.
Yeah, also maybe don't sit in a room with all your friends.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't. All right, you guys aren't my friends anymore.
Sorry,
This
I
is-
can't
this is
trust you
creepy.
two. I gotta get out of here.
Seriously. Ah!
I want to stab.
Well, we all know who it's gonna be.
I want to stab.
Jeez, it's gonna be Michael.
Michael's
Spoiler
like,
alert.
I could pull that costume off.
I-
I think I
shoot.
look great.
Looks like you got good mobility in that cape.
Yeah, very loose, very flowing. You might not even need jeans underneath.
Yeah, you don't even need
Oh.
underwear.
I'm a loose, flowing kind of ghost face. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool.
Free
It's cool.
balling goes with
But yeah, so the sister gets back to Woodsboro and she goes and sees Jenna Ortega in the hospital, and all of her friends are gathered around, and you kind of get like this estranged vibe from them, like they haven't talked to each other in a while.
came.
They're like, oh my god, my sister was attacked. Of course I came. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was sappy.
Yeah, well, I mean, this one was a lot more emotional than
This is a
a
sad.
lot of
This
the
is a sad
other
scream. Scream
screams.
sad. It's not Scream 5. It's Scream sad.
Michael just kept saying that throughout the whole movie. Like, this movie's so sad.
It's a sad movie.
It's so sad.
So like, I was here for the stabbing, but now I'm sad.
It's
And
sad.
I'm crying. What the hell?
People dying. We're supposed to care. It's like, nah, you're
Yeah.
just supposed to shank more people and move it along.
Come on, you got that deer hunter knife. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a little bit more emotional, a little less typical teen high school movie from the 90s.
And it wasn't like bad though.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't
like-
too terrible.
And it was
It
it
was
was a kind of
different.
nice change of pace where like, you actually did kind of start feeling something. Like,
Sort of.
I'll,
Yeah,
I'll
throughout the-
never admit it, but carry on.
yeah, like, throughout the series they always try and like throw in these like, oh, well, isn't it sad that your estranged brother is killing all your friends? It's like, no, I don't give a shit about your estranged brother.
Right?
Like,
Oh, well, I wasn't worried about it then. I'm not worried about it now.
yeah, I didn't even know you had this guy until this movie came out. Fuck you.
Right?
But yeah, so they're kind of catching up, and the Jenna Ortega's like, I was so scared, I got stabbed through the hand. I'll never act again.
Is that what she said?
This is dialogue from the movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
She's like, this was traumatizing. Why did you actually stab me? This isn't in the script.
She actually got hammered.
Oh my God.
But yeah, from there, she's like, our main character's like, oh, I'll stay the night with you. It'll be fine. Like, I got Jack Quaid with me. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, he definitely isn't the murderer.
No, he wears a flannel. He's a cool guy.
No,
Yeah.
he's a nice fella.
Yeah,
Pretty
he's nice.
funny.
He's loving.
He's got some witty lines.
And pretty much he and Bushy Brow Girl decide
Captain Bushy
they
Brown.
need to. Well, she kind of decides that she needs to go talk to Dewey so she can figure out what's going on and how to stop them.
Yeah, because like at this point she does get attacked in the hospital, and
Yeah.
that's like our first introduction to figuring out her backstory is Billy Loomis's like illegitimate daughter.
Yeah,
something.
yeah, whatever.
They had to fucking spoon feed that in.
Yeah.
They had to shovel feed that in.
Yeah, and they show his character in like reflections and
She crazy.
yeah. Well, I think what they're doing is de-aging his face, and either somebody else is filming as that character, or like I don't know if they're doing a deep fake on his face or something.
Well,
but
it
it's,
was Skeet Ulrich.
really.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they
So
must be
brought him back.
de-aging his
Yeah,
face because he looked young.
He does look a little freaky.
He looks a little
Yeah.
weird.
But it's also never really shot, like I said, next to a person. They pretty much all do it in reflections, so it's
Yeah.
a little less obvious.
But like he was definitely like, I'm all for twists, but it just like, what point in high school did this guy have a chance to, impregnate a girl and while also dating Sydney and murdering people?
Yeah, Yeah,
Like, it
that's what
just
I was
seemed like,
wondering.
you know, like what Michael said, they definitely shovel fed that
This thing
into the
just
plot.
shovel feed it in, just heaping mounds in.
Yeah.
We're doing this now.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're trying to tie it back to the original even more
Well,
than
yeah.
they are with the characters.
I think a lot of movies do that, where they're like, "Oh, we have to keep calling back." It's like, we'll do it a couple times to set the tone for the film, and then
Right.
then you're good. But
Well, and I mean, every character in this movie was related to somebody. So, like, you know, the curly hair girl and the football player, they were Randy's, like, cousins or whatever.
Right.
And then, like,
Yeah,
that
they were
girl was
related.
Billy Loomis's estranged daughter. And then, like, the other people are, oh, well, did you remember this, like, throwaway character that nobody cared about?
Yeah,
that
that
was his son.
that we'll fit that in there real nice.
Yeah. You know, not that I'm complaining. I actually kind of like the characters, but it just seemed like we didn't need everybody related to somebody.
Yeah, did every single person have to be?
Yeah, we can have new characters without, like, touching back to the original. Like,
Right.
you still have Sidney Prescott, you still have Gail Weathers, like, and, you know, Dewey. So, like, you don't really need all the relations, I guess.
Well, we didn't have Dewey the whole time.
Well,
Dewey.
somebody had to die, and they gave it to Dewey.
Yeah. Well, so what do you want to talk about here? The Dewey scene?
Yeah, so, because this actually leads into one of my fun facts.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
so-
Steve has more
fact.
fun
All
facts.
right.
Yeah, welcome to Steve Fun Facts.
Da-da-da. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
I
we're
want
gonna
to give you a theme
we're
song.
gonna create a bumper for that, and
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time we'll just play it.
Diddle-li-li-li-li.
Steve Facts.
Michael's
what
not
is the-
enjoying any of
What
this.
is the Steve fact?
So Jack Quaid and our main character go to see Dewey because she needs advice on how to survive a stab movie. Dewey is shown to be living in like an RV, kind of in a trailer park somewhere, and he's definitely not the man we knew him as from the
No.
fourth one.
Look how our
But-
heroes have fallen.
My first fun fact is this is the only time they ever talk about him being Tatum's brother from the first one.
Okay.
And this is the only time he's ever like been affected by her death or anything like that, because like you see a box of her ashes on his mantle next to a picture of him and Gail. So you're like this is the first time they ever actually like acknowledged it, and it was because like there were so many fans being like, how come Dewey never like dealt with his sister's death or
Right.
like anything? You just kind of killed her in a garage door and then left her.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that was it.
Oh, shit. Yeah, they never really talk about that.
Yeah,
huh?
see, and you never really think about
didn't
it
even think about it.
until you happen to notice it.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Well, they're like, well, here, look, we explained it 15 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's more torn up about Gail leaving him than his sister's death.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, pretty much. He's
But
just
he
like,
had
"Ah, fuck
Gail
my
Weathers,
sister.
and he let her get away.
Yeah. Mm.
Sad.
Poor David Arquette. It's okay. But yeah, so they go to him for advice, and he's basically like, your love interest, here's some rules, now get the fuck out of my house.
Right. Solves the case immediately.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he decides, well, I'm gonna call Sydney now and just let her know that like Ghostface is back, and you know, don't come to Woodsboro. I'm gonna do the same thing to Gail. Don't come to Woodsboro, and you know that's gonna be my end of the involvement.
Yeah, so he says someone's in the friend group who's a killer,
Yeah.
and also the love interest is a killer. Gives it all away.
Yeah.
Except we don't really know who in the friend group. They kind of hint at a few people, but
Yeah, they really kind of keep the friend killer like up in the air, because they
Right.
do throw that like red hair dye girl
yeah.
Yeah. In the
onto the
mix
bus
there.
a lot.
She did get a bit heaped onto her.
Yeah. But
That's right.
yeah, well, I mean, she had red hair. She was the red herring.
Ooh,
Uh,
oh, that's true.
Okay.
Hey, just because I have red hair doesn't mean I'm the killer.
Or a fish.
or a fish, yes. She could have been a fish. But
What the fuck?
yeah, don't worry about that part. I can edit all this out in post.
But also the boyfriend is up in the air the whole time, and you think maybe he's not, maybe he is, maybe he's not, and he keeps kind of flip-flopping, but
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
don't think they're gonna do the boyfriend angle again,
Yeah.
especially if we're basically just doing like a remake of the original.
Right.
You don't think they're gonna do the boyfriend again.
And he was there with her the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, he was there, he was supportive or whatever. he was hesitant to go back to the house to get the inhaler and stuff.
Yeah, like they definitely do a good job of hiding his reveal, and
Yeah.
it's kind of nice.
But
It's
it-
definitely not like Skeet in the first one.
Yeah.
Right, but it is still a requel.
Yeah,
Still a recall.
Still have to.
still
We
have to make
have
the
do
boyfriend.
it.
But yeah, so this is the point where we get all of our suspects in the room, and the mom's all excited, and she's like, "Yeah, look at all these suspects. My kids could be a killer. I'm so proud." And they all look to our main character, and they're like, "Well, obviously, right now you're our biggest suspect. Like, you're probably the killer. Like, you came in out of town after your sister was attacked. Been estranged for 5 years, like all this shit. Like, of course you're the killer. Like, all these
Right.
murders start once you come back." And like, I actually thought they might kind of start doing that, like, especially with her seeing Billy Loomis in the mirrors. Like, I thought maybe they would
Yeah.
play that crazy angle, like
Definitely
she
like-
blacks out or something.
a little more than a hint in that direction. at
She
least.
goes full Moon Knight and just blacks out and starts killing people.
And wakes up.
seriously.
I must have done it again.
Oh, damn it, I murdered.
Oh, jeez.
It's the third outfit this week I can't wear anymore.
Yeah, no, I never thought that she was actually the killer. I was definitely leading on the boyfriend, and then I thought it was the pink, red.
Yeah, I
hair
thought it was the
girl.
pink curl
Yeah,
hair girl too.
yeah.
But
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of going back and forth between the characters and the hospital. There's a lot more kills kind of sprinkled throughout. Or not even kills per se, but just stabbings, I guess you could call them.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
not
a lot of
everybody
people
dies.
walk
yeah,
away
it's,
from
it's,
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest.
Everybody bleeds in
But-
this movie.
But you
Literally
know who
everyone.
doesn't walk away from this? Officer Judy and her son.
Oh yeah, they get murdered.
They are our next round of murderees.
They get straight murdered.
Oh yeah, well, like the way they do it is they make you really think like he's going after the son first. So when
Right.
she's rushing back to the house, like it actually got me this time where I was like, oh shit, I forgot. Like she gets it first. Like he just
Yeah.
pops out from behind her bushes and
Yeah.
kills her before she can even get into the house.
Right, because she wasn't doing cop procedure like she should be. She should have her gun out in front of her. Should be leading. She shouldn't be running into a house unarmed. Like, yeah, she
Well,
could have saved.
She wasn't
herself.
expecting it, and that's why it was
Right.
effective.
Right.
Well, it's like, you know how I complained in our prisoners episode that I was like, I hate when cops show up to the scene and they're walking through the house like super slow and the guy's
Right.
doing some bad shit. This is the one time where I was like, oh man, you should have went slow and like, really took your
Right.
time.
Yeah. You should have checked that door before you ran through
Yeah,
it.
check them corners, girl.
Yeah. Right.
Blind spots. Yeah, but he stabs her like 8 to 9 times or
A
something.
good bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, he lets off some steam with that one.
And then
But also, do we know who it is at this point? Is it the boyfriend or is it the other chick?
yeah, no, I mean,
Still
that's
don't,
the
we
hard
still
part.
Don't know
Like
yet.
you don't really
Yeah.
know who's doing what
Right.
kills, but like the scene I thought was over there, like after he killed the officer, like I thought he like that was it, and they were just kind of giving us the scene of like the son walking through the house is like we're just gonna like subvert your expectations, like he's totally fine,
Right.
but then he gets a freaking knife through the neck.
Yeah, he doesn't even see his mom. He doesn't even know that she got attacked.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't find out, and
Yeah.
he bites it before you can ever know.
That was one of the coolest scenes as far as like a prosthetic, sort of like a real knife going through what's probably many layers of like latex
Oh,
and
yeah.
something to make it look like he got stabbed in the neck. Which it was pretty cool because they shoot it all from one angle. They're not cutting away. They show you the knife going into the side of his neck. But it's just like far enough off to the side where you're like, yeah, that's definitely fake.
Yeah.
Like prosthetic.
They're
It's not like
actually
it's
killing a
CG
guy.
or something.
We've got to
But-
make this shot look right. We have
Yeah.
to sacrifice someone.
Who wants to get stabbed in the neck?
Oh, don't worry, he volunteered. We paid him a lot. Don't worry.
We gave him $4 and a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that was a cool one.
Yeah,
I
and then
like that one.
this is probably my favorite scene coming up here because our main character and Jack Quaid get to the crime scene, and Dewey's there, and Gail gets introduced at this point. Like she comes back to cover the story, but our main character and Dewey realize, oh shit, Jenna Ortega's at the hospital. Nobody's watching her. Like, we got to get to the hospital now. And it takes them about, what did we say, like 7 days to get there? Because it's now like night.
Yeah, it was nighttime.
It
then.
was bright outside when they left, and
Yeah.
it was completely pitch black when they got to the hospital. They are in a small town. How did it take that long
Like,
to get there?
Speed limit's 4.
Yeah, like
So-
we're talking like it was noon, sun at the
Yes.
freaking highest point.
It was sunny, and then it was dark.
Yeah, like daylight savings time makes it get dark pretty quickly, but not that quickly.
No, not that quick.
Not by like 2 p.m.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of a editing oversight, I guess. There.
Yeah.
Would
but-
have been funnier if they just kept in like 8 hours of him napping, and then he starts driving.
Shit, we gotta go.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so they make it back to the hospital, and Jenna Ortega was put on her own private floor with apparently no attendants or anything on that floor with her.
That never happens.
Yeah, like,
That never happens in a hospital.
I mean, the only saving grace I guess I could say is like, well, it is a small town. Maybe not everybody's having an emergency, but I'm like, it's a
Right.
hospital. You would have people on that floor with her. Like,
Right.
it wouldn't be dimly lit. Like, they're not trying
Yeah.
to save on the electric.
No one's on that floor at all. Like that never happens.
Like, the budget cuts must have been insane at this hospital. Like,
Yeah.
holy
Right.
shit.
Like
We're
that
just firing
nurse,
a whole floor.
that the nurse that was taking care of her must have just been like, I don't know, off like hooking up with some doctor in a
Yeah,
closet or something.
seriously.
Jeez. But yeah, so she immediately, hears a noise outside, and she's like, "Hello, hello, is anyone there? Hello?" And she's like, "Fuck this!" And she starts trying to head out as fast as she possibly can, which good on her for not just waiting
Yeah.
around. But she's
I do
she's
like
very
that
injured.
small detail in this where, like, as she's asking, like, hello, 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 you hear the heart monitor start going
Yeah, it
faster.
goes
Yeah.
up, yeah.
And then, like, once she says, fuck this, like, her heart settles and, like, it slows back down to, like, a normal thing. And then she gets into the wheelchair. I was like, oh, shit, that's, like, good heart control.
Good heart control.
Good heart
girl.
control.
wish you pay attention to my heart like that.
I'm sorry, Michael. You've hurt me one too many times.
Oh my god. But yeah, she's very injured, and she tries to get into her wheelchair, which she does, but she can't really roll away too quick because her hand is
Yeah,
bleeding, and
on account of a knife going through it.
yeah, she got stabbed, and I guess her stitches are ripping open as she's trying to.
Yeah,
Wheel her way out.
couldn't have been too comfy.
Yeah, but then she sees a dead police officer, so I guess there was somebody there, but he's dead now. And then
Yeah,
Well, he was
security.
there, but he
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
oh yeah,
Don't worry.
he's just a security guard. He wasn't a cop.
The one guy for the whole floor.
Yeah. No, that was Ted. He was like 6 months away from retirement. He's like, fuck.
Yeah,
They had to put me on the private floor.
So we do see one of our killers come out and try to attack her, and they go back and forth a little bit. And then this is where Dewey and what's her name come in.
Oh,
Up the
Gail.
elevator.
I just remembered her character's name is at least Sam.
Sam.
Yeah.
Yes. Sam and Dewey come up the elevator, and Sam calls her sister, and our
Yeah.
killer picks up the phone. He's like, "Hello," and he also has the voice modulator thing inside of the mask now.
Yeah, it's like the only
Which is
time
different.
it kind
Upgrade.
of yeah, like they're always carrying around those little voice boxes, and like throughout all the movies, if like you're seeing the Ghostface guy talk, like you're trying to think like, did he just shove that box like in
Up
the
in his
chin of the
mask.
mask or
Yes.
something?
Well, I guess it's like maybe a little piece of elastic or something,
Yeah,
like holding
but
it
actually,
in.
I like this detail where it's actually like configured into the mask, and like
yeah.
they turn it on so they their voice is completely masked. Like it's kind
Right.
of cool.
Wouldn't you just leave it on though?
Oh, dude, all the time.
Right?
If I sounded like that, oh my god.
Well, I just mean you're in the costume. You might as well turn it
Right,
on.
in the process of stabbing, just
Yeah.
in case you have a quick one-liner you want to throw out there.
Yeah,
Right,
or
right.
like when you're grunting, they always get a door chucked into them, and you always hear the person react like a, ugh! Like you think
Right.
you would want that to sound like the killer.
And not like, oh, it's like, that sounds like a lady. Maybe I can
It's like,
eliminate
Amber,
some
is that
of the,
you?
eliminate
Damn
some
it.
of the victims here.
Damn, got me again.
But yeah, so they come up the elevator, and Dewey gets a good shot in.
Yeah, like Dewey actually holds his own in this scene, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
you expect him to get stabbed again because he's gotten stabbed in literally every other Scream movie. But like, you know, he actually holds his own for this first round that he fights Ghostface.
And he's like, not today. He
But-
takes him down.
Right.
Yeah,
he
but,
does.
like-
He jacks him up.
But like the thing that gets me is, if we're gonna be talking about these legacy characters, like he's been through this 4 times. Why the fuck would he go back to the killer?
Because you got to shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
I
Even
know.
though he could have done
was
that
making
to
sure.
begin with.
But you have a gun. You don't have to be in front of the person to shoot them in the head. He could have been standing at the door of the elevator like, hey, guys, hold the door real quick. Bam. All right, we're good. And get back into the elevator.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it was a little bit away, so it'd be a
Yeah.
little more difficult, but
He demonstrated terrible aim earlier,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he could have stabbed him and then like popped him in the head or whatever. He shot them 3
He
times.
shot him 3 times. Yeah.
Well, and I know for me, it's like, oh, dude's going to make it. Hey, cool. Look, he if he makes it through this, he might make it through the rest of the movie. That'd
Yeah.
be cool. And
Yeah.
then as soon as he said he was going to go back, I was like,
That's it.
That's it. That's a
Yeah.
wrap for this guy.
So Dewey goes down.
yeah. He gets a double stab.
He
Yeah.
gets a pretty cool
Oh,
scene.
yeah. Knife in the stomach, knife in the back, and then just pushed them up
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
like
they
towards
opened
his
Dewey.
towards his chest, and yeah, that's a stab and slice.
It was
You
fitting
can't
for
you can't
Dewey.
survive a stab and slice, you know.
But as a pretty well-known character in a horror franchise, that's a heck of a way to go
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Then doesn't he say, it was an honor or whatever?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, before Dewey drops, the
Yeah.
killer's like,
It
it
was
was
an
an honor.
So
He
who
gets
do
to
you
kill,
think that was?
He gets to kill
That-
the legacy character.
That would have had to have been the girl because Jack Quaid was with Jenna Ortega and Sam.
True.
So like it would have to be the girl.
Was he with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, he was.
he shows up in the hospital like uncostumed
Right.
to check on Ortega, and then
Right.
he gets attacked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was it's the same seeing Dewey go, but I gotta be honest, I would prefer him going over Gale or Sydney.
I mean, I would have been fine with Gail too, but whatever.
I mean, we could have just killed everybody and I'd have been fine with
That's
it.
true. That's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only a matter of time before if they do put Sydney back into one of these, like they have to kill her. Like at this point, like
Yeah.
she's been stabbed more
Well,
times.
they've set a precedent now with Dewey, and
Yeah.
Someone else is
that
gonna
was
go.
their thing. It's not just a requel. We're serious about it. We're killing legacy characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, except we only killed one of them.
So
Just
we
so
have
people
more
wouldn't
movies to
complain.
make.
Yeah.
We can do at least 3 more
Yeah, right?
or 2 more.
When
3
all the
total.
legacy characters, then they'll make new legacy characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah, this is where Courtney Cox finds out that Dewey was killed.
oh yes, she gets. It's very sad
Like I
again. Very
said,
sad.
Very
Yeah.
sad movie.
Sydney Prescott is now back in Woodsboro at this point. She found out Dewey died, so of course she shows up.
Even though Dewey said don't come back no matter what.
Of course.
Not
But-
following the rules.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but this is where Jenna Ortega, Jack Quaid, and Sam all decide, all right, we got to get the hell out of Woodsboro. We're just going to end this before it ends.
Right? Got to get out of Dodge.
And that's that one little scene where the boyfriend's in the car and he's like, "Let's go," and Sydney looks at him and she's like, "Yeah, good luck with that," because she knows it's
Yeah,
him.
and
Right.
like she's trying to help them and be like, listen, I've been through this a lot. Like, just let me help you. Like, I want to kill this guy so I can go home and make sure my kids are okay.
Although she could have really stopped them at that point if she pulled Sam aside and was like, "Hey, listen, I'm very suspicious of that guy. Maybe you should trust me."
Right?
She wouldn't though. I don't
Yeah,
think Sam
no.
would,
No.
unfortunately.
But yeah, so they leave the hospital, and on their way out, Jenna Ortega notices she lost her inhaler, so now we gotta go find an inhaler at Amber's house.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Amber's having a party, and as
Mhm.
Jack
Throwing
Quaid
parties.
says so perfectly, he's like, "Why the hell would somebody throw a party when there's a slasher around? I don't know. I don't get it." It's just like, I love it.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, like, oh my god, it makes such like a good point. Like, why would you throw a party where somebody's definitely the killer, but whatever. I can drink beer, I guess.
Because high school and party.
Yay!
Yay!
Let's kill our friends. Woo!
And I kind of like how they did it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to end at the party.
Yeah,
scene.
there was a party in the original one, and
Yeah, it's a requel, so
so there had to be a party.
yes, requel.
I mean,
party.
there was a party in the first one. There was a party in the third one. There was a party in the fourth one.
There's a bunch of parties.
I'm guaranteeing there's going to be a party in the sixth one.
They're better, and it better be a sweet
It better
party.
be a fucking rave in some like New York subway.
There's got to be a party. There's got to be two people having sex. There's got to be
Oh
the
my
friend
god,
group.
that kid being like,
No.
dude, we're not gonna have sex because I'm not 100% sure that you're not the murderer.
That was
And then
pretty good.
He just blocks himself. He's
Yeah,
Oh my
he's
cock-blocking
God.
himself.
Wow.
And I love as she's like walking away, she's like, "Fuck you," and he's like, "That's a perfectly acceptable response." And then she flips him off, and he's like, "And that too, that was perfect."
That was pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh my god, no, that was funny.
Yeah, and then they start to make you suspect that girl because she comes back and starts talking to his sister,
Yes,
and she's like, "Well, how do you know I'm not the killer?" And she like gets all
Ooh,
yeah. Oh, and then
gets
there's
all
also the
broody.
scene in the basement with Amber and her about maybe you're the killer. No, maybe you're the killer.
yeah, everybody throwing suspicion at each other.
Yeah, which just happens throughout this whole second half,
Yeah.
act 2 of the movie.
But I think this is when I got up. But this is when the jock guy gets it at some point because he's like tracking his girlfriend's phone because I guess he wants to apologize to her.
Mhm.
And yeah, I came back and he's gushing pretty bad from his thigh. So
Yeah.
I missed where he got hit.
He got hit in the thigh with a knife. Yeah.
It was a drive-by
That was,
knifing.
that was about it.
Yeah, he
That's
got
about what
stabbed.
happened.
Oh man, I followed the context clues perfectly.
Yeah, so then he gets stabbed and
Like brutally stabbed.
he starts to try to run away too.
Yeah.
As best he can because he's
Throws
leaking.
his phone away too, and
Yeah, because it's beeping still.
but he should have known because they made it a point to show that she didn't want to accept that Find
Yeah.
My Phone.
Right.
So as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh.
I was like, oh shit. But I love how Ghostface comes out, like, because this kid is like hiding on the front side of a shed, and then he throws his phone and just starts booking it away from the shed, and of course Ghostface comes bursting out of the doors of the shed. I'm like, how the fuck did you even get in there, man?
Yeah,
That's
right.
awesome.
He's super sneaky.
He's our
and
shit.
then he gets stabbed
Like,
more times.
yeah,
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
7 more
like
times.
brutally in the ribs and shit. I was
Yeah.
like, holy hell, dude.
I will say I think that Amber is more of the rapid fire stabby type.
yeah,
And the other guy is more of the methodical, like
yeah,
taking out big arteries and stuff sort of type.
Being efficient with it.
Yeah.
Like he definitely killed that guy in the parking lot with the knife to the
Yeah,
neck.
yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
he didn't
died.
make it.
Oh yeah, he was the other one. They were like, oh yeah, that was the son of somebody, like somebody from the
Yeah,
first
it
one or
was
something.
Mhm.
It was
some
related
stupid-
in some way. Dumb.
Everyone's related.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ, everybody's got a fucking kid.
I do like how even with some of the same characters brought back from the original, the story was just about as much fun.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
both movies were really fun. I think they did a good job with trying to capture. I don't know, like it was pretty sad, but it was also like half decent. And sometimes when you bring old characters back, the story just sucks, and it's like,
Yeah,
well, but this person was on the screen, so you're supposed to say it's good,
it's like, cheers, Sydney Prescott walked on screen. It's like, yeah, but what is her purpose?
right?
Yeah, at
Like-
least they had some sort of purpose.
Yeah,
Unlike the Texas Chainsaw Massacre requel, that one was
Yeah.
oh.
And they put in some work. Like, I mean, they lit that.
Yeah.
They lit her on fire.
Jesus Christ.
That's so extra.
Oh yeah, that was pretty
That's
good.
so
Yeah,
extra.
That was funny as hell.
But I mean, at this point, we're basically getting into
Yeah, it's our final
the
act.
final scene here.
Yeah, we're
Not
picking off
scene.
characters. We're clearing out the room. Like everybody at the party gets kicked out. So, we're just down to our main cast. And of course,
The
we know
suspects.
we're going to get our reveal here.
Yeah, and also at that point, the two people kicking everyone out was Amber and the boyfriend.
Yeah.
So
And like, I love
What
that.
could that signify?
Yeah, right.
Well, because there's that little like throwaway line, or at least you think it's a throwaway line, where he's like, And he's like, I'm saving your lives. I promise. Like, please get out.
Yeah, he really
Right.
did.
Yeah, and it's
save
like,
all their
oh
lives.
shit,
He was
because he
trying to
was the
sell it, yeah.
killer.
Yeah.
No, it was great.
That's funny.
But yeah, the girl with the red hair comes running into the room after the curly hair girl gets attacked, and they're like, oh shit, she's the killer. Like, we knew you were the killer this whole time. And she's like, no, I'm not the killer. And Amber's like, yeah, I know, and like blasts her face off.
Yeah.
I was like, that is the coolest reveal I think we've gotten.
Yeah, very sharp,
Yeah.
It was.
which
It
was kind of refreshing.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
on
because
point.
like all through the movie, like Amber is so adamant about making sure Jenna Ortega's character is like safe, and then like just to see her snap like that and be like, "No, I know, I'm the killer," and then blast the other girls like,
Right.
"Holy
Yeah.
shit!" Excuse
Oh
me.
my god. All
Wow.
right. Are we ready for the final act here, people?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready.
Do you have any more fun facts about
I mean,
this?
I have
Yeah.
a few, but
You
none of
didn't-
them are really like super good.
Anything about this final scene? act?
They actually stabbed everyone in this final scene.
No, I don't have anything about this final scene.
All right. Well, let's just get into it.
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
So, we at this point know that it's Amber, but we don't know who the other killer is. Well, we don't know if there's another killer, but we can kind of assume there's another killer.
Yeah, like Jack Quaid even says, like, there's always two.
Yeah, well, he goes down in the basement with his girlfriend, and he says there's always two killers, and she's like, I'm the one with the knife on you, buddy. And she just kind of like, all right, well, I'm going to run upstairs and leave you down here then.
Yeah.
Right?
And so
I'm
at that
leaving.
point, we still don't know if it's him because he doesn't admit it. He doesn't try to jump on her and like try to attack. So yeah, then we go back upstairs. Everybody's kind of splitting up at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because like the house just goes into utter chaos once
Yeah.
the one girl gets shot.
yeah, so Sydney is there, but Gail isn't there yet, and she comes in.
No,
Yeah,
so
not
they
yet.
they
Yeah.
both show up at the same time
Oh,
because
yeah.
they both got there or left it.
Right.
And you know the Amber comes running out and she's screaming like, "Oh, I've been stabbed! And Gail and Sydney are like,
It's a train.
"Yeah,
It's a train.
yeah." And I love how like impatient Amber is because she just goes, "You know what? Fuck it," and like instantly shoots Gail and then like sends a couple rounds at Sydney. I was like, this girl just has no patience for the
Yeah, it was-
theatrics. Like she just
Yeah.
fucking wants it.
It was go time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the dude was pretty theatric about it. He was kind of scary.
Yeah. Like, well, once he reveals himself, like, at this point, and, you know, he starts attacking Sam, like, you know, he's, like, laughing maniacally. He's, like, he's got this, like, crazed look in his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge
Like,
personality
it's insane.
switch.
Yeah. He went from this sweet, lovable, like, teddy bear into, like, I'm going to stab you for breakfast.
Yeah, they both go full psycho.
Yeah. But, you know, they're trying to recreate, I guess, the ending from the original.
They're trying to
And-
requel it.
Yeah, and like this is our typical Scream. Like we're gonna give you our motive before we kill you, even
Oh,
though
yeah.
this has always been the downfall of every killer in every single one of these movies. We still got a monologue to you.
Right, but they're trying to make a better franchise of the stab movies,
Yeah.
don't you know? They're
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to show Hollywood how it's done.
And they
Yeah.
they say it vehemently.
Yeah. It's kind of a dumb motive, but whatever.
Yeah, and I mean,
It felt kind of preachy at times, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
yeah, it's almost like it was like two horror nerds were just like, you know, I really hate how people make fun of how we like the Jason movies.
Right.
Like, fuck
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's like just because she had psychic powers doesn't make it a bad movie. Fuck you.
It gets so hurt over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like it really felt like that. Like it felt like, you know, you would have to be crazy for this to be your motive. And like they both play it off well and like they're both manic enough during this scene where
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, maybe they are just crazy and that's why this motive
I
makes
think they're
sense
just
to them.
bozos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just insane. But you know, it like happens just like it does in the original where they go to get Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
She's not in the room, and of course she's gonna kick the shit out of Amber in a second.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Sydney and Gail are trying to battle with Jack Quaid. Sydney gets away. Then Amber comes back in, and then they got to deal with her while Sam is dealing with Jack Quaid. And, like, Gail and Sydney get Amber in like the best way possible. Like they smash a jug of hand sanitizer on her face,
Right?
And I just love it. It's like,
It's
is
hammered.
that fucking hand sanitizer?
I thought it was vodka at first.
Yeah, and like, you know, in the confusion, she turns on the stove and Gail ends up getting the gun and shooting Amber, and she falls onto the stove, and because of the hand sanitizer, she just fucking lights up.
Lights on
Yeah.
fire.
She becomes
Oh.
Ghost Rider for
They
a
just
minute.
stand and watch, like, well, this will just be a minute.
Yeah.
They're like, ugh.
Oh, yeah. That one was pretty good. She got fully lit on fire.
Yeah, but like when Sam gets Jack Quaid, like, holy shit. Like-
she goes ham on him.
Oh my God, she stabs him through the cheeks.
Yeah.
Like, puts a knife through his mouth. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
gotta feel the
I
worst.
Just
hope
to
it was
start.
through like the jaw
Yeah.
part, you know, like the fleshy part of your jaw. But then she continues to stab him about like 15 to 20 times approximately.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
enough.
Enough that he shouldn't be talking or moving, but he still is.
Yeah, and he gives us our final line. And he's just like, I was like, but what about my ending? And she's like, you're about to get it.
Slices the neck.
Oh my God, it was so badass.
Drain him.
And then Sydney and Gail come up and they're like, he's gonna come back. And she's like,
Yeah,
"Not
instantly
for
puts
me."
3 more
Yeah.
shots into this guy. I was like,
Yeah.
She was
hell
not
yeah.
messing around at all.
She was not. But then
Yeah.
we did get Amber come running back somehow. She made it.
Yeah, after
for
being
her-
cooked alive.
Yeah, she made it. She picked up a knife. She starts running. She's screaming, and she also gets shot.
Yeah. Because, you know, we got to have our killer come back for one final scare.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the end of it. Like,
Yeah.
it closes with basically the shot from the first one with them panning away from the house. Like, there's a reporter outside, there's ambulances, and you just get a kind of a landscape shot of the house.
And we get our final ghost face jump scare before the credits roll.
Yeah. Well, you got to throw one of those in.
We gotta have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a jump scare.
Yeah, no.
It's not too bad.
No, we kind of can see it coming.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's Scream, aka Scream 5, aka Scream 2022.
Right? I'm just glad it didn't feel like a direct copy
Right.
of the
Yeah.
original. It definitely was almost the same, but it didn't feel like a copy of it, which was nice.
Right.
Yeah, like it did enough, just like, you know, Halloween 2018. They did just enough where it felt like the original, but they expanded on that lore
Right.
and those
Yeah.
kind of themes.
That's kind of nice they did that.
Yeah, I think that they made a successful requel. It wasn't completely terrible, and you know maybe there were parts that could have been better, but I mean it was pretty good for what it was, and kind of bringing the franchise back to something more of its original roots than some of the not so great ones that they
Yeah.
put out before.
Yeah,
some-
like they
there's some
really
not so
did bring
good
it
ones.
back to just a simple kind of straightforward thing. Like some of the sequels got like a little ridiculous,
Yeah,
and you know,
they always do.
yeah. So
It's
this one was nice that they brought it back to like, it's just two crazy people. They snapped and now they're killing people. Like,
Yeah,
I-
well,
I get it.
Thankfully, this is their way of saying, look, we know we got a little crazy, so
Yeah.
here's one everyone will like. But
Right.
I promise.
Gotta bring it back.
But yeah, I mean, like we were saying, like, you know, after the first time we saw it and, you know, we weren't huge fans of it, you know, after watching it this time, I am kind of looking forward to this next one to just see where they go.
Right?
Although I am a little on the fence. I'm not sure if it'll end up being good or if the first one was good and then it's going to go down from here. I don't know.
That's always a possibility.
Yeah.
Like typically the second movie in a series is not the best. I assume that they're going to be making Scream 7 as well at some point, but you know, we'll see.
I mean, unless they kill everybody in this sixth one.
Right? How many?
Like,
We still have
there's
some more
gonna be a
legacy
seventh one.
characters.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
How
I'm
many
like,
would go
if Sydney's not coming back, we're going to have to make a seventh one so she can come back.
Mm.
Like, if they don't kill off Gale in the sixth one, well, then we got to make another one and kill off Gale in the seventh one. So, I mean, like, you know, they're probably going to make, like, 2 or 3 more. Like, you never know.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
probably
we'll
watch them.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll definitely watch them.
yeah, I mean, it's modern slashers. They're trying to come back. So
Yeah.
let's support them while we can, I guess.
Right. While we can, like they're just
Well, we can't.
they're
They're
gonna
gonna
go
come
away.
for us.
Well, I mean,
We're
outside
not gonna make it.
outside of Scream, what's the most recent like slasher movie that's come out?
Halloween.
Okay, well,
Do you mean a new franchise?
yeah, like a new like slasher. Like
Oh.
if we're not bringing back these Halloweens and the Screams, like we don't have any like new slasher icon.
Yeah, there's not really any new franchises starting that I've seen.
No, because they
so
keep
far.
making the old movies again.
Yeah.
They're making the old movies, or they're making like a single new movie and it just doesn't go as well, or
Right.
it's
And they just make
not a
one of
slasher.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we need our modern day Jason Voorhees, but
Yeah,
that probably won't happen.
it's gonna be like a trans icon, you know. Yes, queen, get it.
Yas. Literally slay.
Slay queen.
Oh my god. But
Oh.
yeah, that was Scream 5. Hopefully Scream 6 is a decent movie.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Right. No pressure, guys.
Yeah, no pressure at
No
all.
pressure
I
on
mean,
them
it's
to
the
make a
same
good
people.
film.
It's the same people who did this one are doing the 6th one. So,
Alright.
if anything, it'll be entertaining to say the least.
Sweet, can't wait.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for screaming with us.
Ah,
Ah.
bye. Ah,
Bye.
ah.
Ah. Bye.
Ah.